It's time for a look at some of the hottest games Eastasiasoft is preparing to launch in the summer months ahead. For this special showcase, we'll be doing things a bit differently, starting with a few exciting projects we're currently working on, followed by a preview of titles scheduled to drop in June and July. Are you ready? Let's jump right in. Romance and supernatural mystery weave an unforgettable adventure as the Otome-inspired Crimson Spires makes its console debut. Take the role of Sheriff Erica Wright as an investigation brings her to a small Midwestern mining town where she's suddenly trapped by a ring of glowing towers that rise from the ground. Artfully crafted by indie developer Woodsy Studio and ported for consoles by Eastasiasoft in cooperation with Katniss Game Studios, Crimson Spires presents its eerie narrative with an uncommon degree of freedom. Along its multiple story paths, the experience shifts between rich 2D character art and 3D exploration. Guide Erica's decisions as she forms uneasy alliances and finds love through diverse potential partnerships. Then, for this special console release, unlock New Game Plus to extend the experience in unexpected ways. Crimson Spires is coming soon for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PS5. Monsters of classic horror and mythology enter battle as Omen of Sorrow heads to Xbox One. Featuring a roster inspired by such icons as Dr. Hyde, Frankenstein's monster, and Egyptian high priest Imhotep, this traditional 4-button fighting game rewards or punishes players based on how aggressive their playstyle is, putting a skill-centric spin on combat while keeping the experience accessible to newcomers. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, Omen of Sorrow's 2.5D brawling spans a multitude of detailed locations with handcrafted animations and cinematic finishers, all set to a masterful soundtrack by composer Francesco Cerda. As a special addition to this updated release, the previously downloadable Bloody Countess Erzsébet now joins the main roster, alongside a massive blood dragon at her command. Monster brawling mayhem ravages Xbox One when Omen of Sorrow arrives later this year. Everyone's favorite inebriated brawler Drunken Fist is heading for PS5. In this physics-based beat-em-up, you'll take the role of Drunk Guy as he crosses paths with thugs, jocks, hipsters, and other opponents as he tries to find his way home. Hilarity ensues across 7 challenging levels, all presented in a minimalistic polygon art style. Pick up food and booze to keep yourself going, but try not to fall on your face too much. Drunken Fist stumbles onto PS5 later this year. Emotional 2.5D platformer Macrotus: A Mother's Journey is heading for Nintendo Switch. Macrotus is the heartfelt tale of a mother's relentless search for her missing children, told through lush action platforming filled with thought-provoking puzzles. Climb, jump, and gnaw your way through beautiful yet dangerous environments. Avoid traps and use water physics to your advantage. As you progress, you'll gain a variety of natural and supernatural abilities to overcome the obstacles in your path. Will you help the Mother Bilby rescue her family? Macrotus: A Mother's Journey arrives on Nintendo Switch later this year. For 30 years, the Shuon Yi Sword franchise has been a mainstay for Asian players, and now the latest entry, Shuon Yi Sword 7, will make its debut on Western consoles. Developed by Softstar and Domo Studio, Shuon Yi Sword 7 features the most advanced graphics in series history, plus English localization improvements by our team at Eastasiasoft. In this epic adventure, you'll take the role of a young and reliable swordsman as he fights to protect his family and uncover the truth of a blight that threatens all of China. Armed with the Elysium Scroll, players can slow down time, absorb monsters, or alter the environment. Upgrade armor and weapons, develop passive skills, and learn new combat techniques. Slash, block, dodge, and riposte your foes as you journey through this haunted realm. With a story deeply rooted in ancient Chinese history and mythology, Shuon Yi Sword 7 reimagines both as a fantastical and chaotic world under the governance of a new dynasty. Shuon Yi Sword 7 will release for Xbox One and PS4 in summer 2021, both on digital storefronts published by Eastasiasoft and at physical retail in partnership with Maximum Games. Platforming breaks the fourth wall as Paradox Error glitches its way onto consoles. Combining minimalistic black and white presentation with self-aware design, Paradox Error challenges players to quickly adapt to shifting gameplay styles and perspectives. Glitches are intentionally integrated, allowing the player to cheat death, open new areas by triggering bugs, or leap off UI elements as if they're part of the stage. The title screen menu acts as a respawn hub. Cursors may appear as enemies or helpful guides. Graphical errors obscure parts of the screen, and the player's character explodes into pixels upon death. Decidedly hardcore in difficulty, but fair enough to encourage repeated play, this is an exercise in trial and error, where determination becomes its own reward. Paradox Error comes to Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 June 9th. Next up is Pretty Girl's Klondike Solitaire, our latest console port in partnership with Japanese studio Zoo Corporation. The classic card game of Solitaire gets an alluring update as 10 pretty girls accompany and challenge you across 3 difficulty levels. Succeed in clearing rounds and you'll be rewarded with new outfits for your lovely companions, which you can then view in dressing room mode. Using Klondike Solitaire rules enhanced by reveal and shuffle assists for whenever you feel stuck, this is a game of strategy and careful observation. It's a timeless classic that's never quite the same twice, giving you plenty of reason to come back for more quality time with these lovely ladies. Pretty Girls Klondike Solitaire will be available for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5 June 17th. Continuing our partnership with Taiwanese studio Softstar, we'll soon bring Empire of Angels 4 to consoles in the West. Hailing from another franchise that's been a mainstay in China for nearly 3 decades, Empire of Angels 4 is an all-female tactics RPG with lush 3D graphics and strategic turn-based combat. Join the Namtar investigation team as they patrol the land of Asgard to maintain order against a plague that drives ordinary people to mindless violence. After Nia, captain of the Valkyrie Kingdom's Legion, witnesses a shining orb fall from the sky, everything she understands about Asgard's history and fragile peace is called into question. Accompanied by trusted allies as well as new friends, Nia leads the team on a world-spanning mission to uncover the truth, all as the mysterious plague threatens to tear them apart. Customize your team with more than 20 job classes and enjoy an intriguing narrative balanced with gorgeous CGs and slice-of-life humor, all with enhanced English localization from Eastasiasoft. Empire of Angels 4 arrives digitally for Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 on June 23rd, with Switch physical editions expected to ship in July. Get set for an adorable pixel art adventure as Mina and Michi heads to consoles. In this new and accessible indie from developer LightUp, players can choose between 3 difficulty modes to suit their playstyle and skill level, making this a friendly experience for all ages. Join Mina and her best friend Michi as they journey through the seasons, defeating gooey enemy slimes and solving puzzles along the way. Mina and Michi will arrive on Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PS5 June 30th. Colorful pixel art gets an ultra-violent twist as Trigger Witch blasts its way onto consoles. Recalling the look and intuitive gameplay of 16-bit adventure classics, Trigger Witch is a stylized twin-stick action game from the creators of Reverie, set in an odd open world where magic is outdated and firearms are the new way of life. Players assume the role of Colette, a prospective graduate from the stock, an academy for witchcraft and triggery. After a mysterious man invades her realm, events are set in motion that turn Colette's life upside down, casting her as the sole heroine with enough firepower to restore peace. As Colette, players will explore diverse terrain and dark dungeons, meet strange and endearing characters, and upgrade firearms imbued with magical powers. There are even special sequences inspired by arcade shoot-'em-ups, with Colette taking to the skies on a broom and blasting enemies out of the air. Trigger Witch comes to Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, and PS5 in July 2021. As a quick reminder, we'll also have physical editions for Trigger Witch. We'll have more details to share on platforms and limited edition contents very soon. And that does it for this showcase. We know it's a lot of information, so let's recap. General announcements for later this year include romantic thriller Crimson Spires for multi-platform release, classic horror fighting game Omen of Sorrow for Xbox One, physics-based brawler Drunken Fist for PS5, emotional platformer Macrotus, A Mother's Journey for Nintendo Switch, and Shuon Yi Sword 7 for Xbox One and PS4. Release date announcements start with Paradox Era for June 9th, followed by Pretty Girl's Klondike Solitaire for June 17th. Empire of Angels 4 releases digitally across multiple platforms June 23rd and 24th, with Nintendo Switch physical editions to follow in July. Mina and Michi will be June 30th, and finally, Trigger Witch arrives in July 2021. Quite a lineup, don't you think? We hope you enjoy playing all of these games as much as we loved working on them. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.